being in an industry dominated by men, obviously on the field, it's men. In the production booths, it's usually men. It's men everywhere. And you have managed to be one of the most recognizable faces in all of NFL sports. How does it feel? How did it happen? And everything that comes with it. What is the emotion behind something like that?
It's crazy. I mean, we're on, Tony and I and everybody that work on our crew, we do Thursdays, we do Sundays. I do Monday Dancing with the Stars. We are on an absolute carousel. It is a grind right now. And I think we're in week 8. You're just, going through the motions. But when the season's all done, you kind of reflect on it. He's right. I travel with probably 30 men. I'm the only female on my crew. Go to dinners with them, go to meetings, and you don't realize it until you're waiting at a table and someone says, "Oh my gosh, you're the only female here." And you're like, yeah. But it's awesome. It's been an amazing experience. I got into the industry. I'm a daddy's girl. I was the firstborn. He was the one that said, these are the Boston Celtics. These are the Boston Red Sox. These are the Green Bay Packers. The Patriots stunk when he was growing up, so I grew up a Packers fan. But it's awesome, and I think the coolest thing about it is just being there, having the best seats in the house, getting close to somebody like you when you played, having the respect and trust. That's all I've ever wanted is, a lot of media will, throw stones and say, she's only there because she's this height and she wears hair extensions and all that stuff. But the only thing when it's all said and done I care about is I just wanted the respect from the players and the coaches. I never played. I'm always at a disadvantage with that. But I think the one cool thing with a lot of players and coaches is they see how hard you work, and they see how much you care. And I want to learn your story. And obviously, I knew who your wife was. And when you talk to these guys when they're playing, they also are husbands and they're dads. And they are juggling more than just worrying about if they're going to get to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. And it was always it's always a thing for me whenever I talk to these guys. How you doing? How's Toby? Mm-hmm. How's your family? So that's the coolest thing for me is getting the respect from the players and the coaches.
So you feel that way now, but I guess rewind back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that's got to be where it's really, now you know everybody. Everybody knows Erin. You tell me going, there's Erin Andrews. Obviously everybody knows her. She's well respected. But when you first came in, it's okay, people are kind of standoffish to anybody. It doesn't matter what gender you are. But then you're coming into this male-dominated arena. How did that feel at the beginning?
In the beginning, to be honest with you, I never was freaked out about it. I think because, when you talk about, there's only a small group of us that are, on the main primetime games. I think I was just so focused and wanted to be good and wanted to be respected and wanted to know what the offense was doing and how the defense would adjust. I don't think I really cared. The only time I started caring was when the internet started going and the blog started, and there's a picture of me on the sidelines eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and they're making a sexual thing about that, and it's like, guys, it was creamy peanut butter. It ain't that good, something like. So it's just, I wasn't that bothered in the beginning because I was so focused. It's not until all this social media stuff started and the guy in his mom's basement that's making a comment about my nose and how big it is, or my voice sounds like chalkboard, nails on a chalkboard. That's when stuff kind of started getting to me a little bit. Yeah.
You don't read that stuff, do you?
I don't anymore. I mean, I think all of us do. And I remember talking to, I think, J.J. Watt from the Houston Texans. Don't know if there's any Texans fans in here. But he said, you could have a whole stadium of people cheering for you, and then there's one person on Twitter that blows you up, and it can ruin your day.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a young Erin?
Two things. One, I was given when I started my first job out of school. I was a sideline reporter for an NHL team, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They had the toughest coach out there, and I was 21 when I started. And I remember I read something mean on a blog, and it ruined my day. And I remember telling him about it. Why am I telling him about it? He's got a team that he's got to coach. He said, you better have thick skin. I try. It's still something I'm trying to do. I think everybody, it doesn't matter if you have a job in the limelight or in the spotlight, or if you're a mom and you're dealing with your kid, you got to have thick skin, right? And the other thing I would tell young girls is study. And you have to love it, because I study my tail off. And I think now, because there's all this social media and every reporter's got a blog, I am so crazy that I'm not like Tony. I didn't play, obviously. I want to be up on all the information. I want to know what's going on in practices. I didn't study this much in college and in high school. I wish I did. I would have worn some of those cool tassels that they did in graduation if I had studied this much. But yeah, study, and also you have to love it. We're away from we were just talking about this, we're away from our families a lot. and you are living out of a suitcase, you are living in a hotel, and you got to love this thing to do that.